Guys, welcome to this weekend edition of BravoHotTea, where I cover all things Real Housewives, Bravo, and some good pop culture tea. However, given the fires going on, this will be a slightly more somber edition. If you're joining me for the first time, hello, and if you're a real one, you've been here with me, welcome back. With that said, subscribe if you haven't already, and rate, comment. I do see your comments, guys, and I love your engagement. With that said, yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so what's going on right now is extremely devastating. We have the LA fires where we're starting to see some of the housewives that have lost their homes, other celebrities that have lost their homes. Before I get into that, there are regular people who lost their businesses, their apartments, their, normal houses that might be like a million or 1.5, even 2 million. And I know 2 million is a lot of money, but in the LA area, that could be like a regular person's home. Um, all the people that lost their livelihood because of these fires. Maybe they're in a job where, their skill set is needed to take care of these homes, whether it be the landscaping, the inside, their clientele is all, in these houses in the area. They've lost their jobs. People's cars are gone. It's extremely devastating. And normally I don't really get political, but I will get into just a tinge bit down the road as we talk about these fires. So, as I mentioned, there's tens of thousands of regular people that lost their homes, their businesses, their cars, just family jewels and whatnot. So Yolonda Hadid, she lost her home in the fires, and I believe it is the one where we saw with the glass fridge. So I believe it is that one. So that's extremely sad for Yolanda to lose her. Now, this one breaks my heart because Bozomo St. John, she showcased her beautiful sanctuary of a house on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And so she lost her home and she put a lot of, blood, sweat, tears into this house. The fact that she's a self made woman, she, put together this beautiful, beautiful home. And honestly, guys, literally just the other day, that is so devastating. Just the other day, I remember seeing Bozomo St. John. It was on Open House where she showcased her home. And let's just take a look at a little bit of it.
Panel the walls so that when people enter my house, they feel love and beauty and color. And why not have a big gilded mirror so you can see yourself too? Oh, and throw in a beautiful chandelier because who doesn't love light? And it kind of feels like the sun is shining down on this.
It's so beautiful. Literally, when you walked in on her property, you could see just the calmness. And then in the back, the courtyard that she had with the beautiful the greenery, it breaks my heart because you could tell she put a lot of, time into building this house and putting it together. So we have just amongst the housewives that we know of, Yolanda and Bozomo, and I'm sure down the road we'll hear, unfortunately, about more people added to this list. So I know I mentioned, obviously the regular folks that lost their homes. The crazy part is when a fire hits, it doesn't matter if you have, if you're a thousandaire or if you're a multimillionaire. We have homes in the $20 million range and the $30 million range that got wiped out by these fires. And I know I have seen some of the chatter online. People are like, oh, they're celebrities, they're rich, they're wealthy people. Um, they got the money. Yeah, but they might not have $23 million in cash. And I'm not saying we should, feel sorry, but they're still human. They still lost their belongings. There's maybe things handed down from generations that they lost. And this goes for everyone, whether you have $1 million home or a $20 million home. Now, I am going to get into some of the conspiracy theory stuff. It is a little bit wild. some of these fires, I think, you know how they say the perfect crime? I think this was the perfect fire, where all the things in order for this fire to take place in the way that it took place, it all aligned. It's a dry season. The wind was crazy. It was like 92, like 100 kilometers per hour. So we got dryness, crazy winds, moving all the embers, and hit in the right direction. And so all these houses with these beautiful views surrounded by nature, all that nature was dried up. And then once the fire started, it that ended up going into the residential areas and burning down all these houses. And again, a fire doesn't care if your home is $1 million or $20 million. That fire, if it's in its way and your house is in the path, it's going to get your house. And that's exactly what happened. Okay, so that is the climate piece of it, I guess, or the natural disaster piece. And in addition to that, people are pissed off where it's like, what the heck? We are in a dry season where we're not getting a lot of rain, and this is the people of LA. Why are the reservoirs empty? Why is it empty? Like, why was the fire department defunded by $17 million? Why did our policies not get renewed for insurance? So we're going to cover Heidi and Spencer Pratt. This absolutely breaks my heart seeing Heidi and Spencer Pratt. I feel like they have been two of the realest people regarding the loss of their house in the fire. They have been sharing their updates. From what I've seen, Heidi is definitely just raw and real, and showcasing how upset she is. I think she said she took like just maybe like two tops and like two jeans, and then she grabbed as much as she could for her kids. And I don't even know if they were able to take any important mementos with them. And Spencer Pratt, he did kind of joke around like how many crystals can I take with me? Now, Spencer Pratt on his TikTok, on social media, what I've been noticing, I feel like, yes, he lost his home, but he's being not funny, but he's being like more like pragmatic. Like, okay, we lost the house, and then he like went back to check his like pot. He had something in it. He's joking around like, oh, look what I found. It's incredibly devastating. And Heidi and Spencer, they've been very vocal online as to how you can help them. I think they have like a GoFundMe started. Heidi has a song on Spotify that's about to hit 100 million downloads. So definitely look up Heidi on Spotify and like listen to her music. They're still kind of like, I don't know. They're still like D-list reality stars here in North America, maybe C-list, I don't know. But over in Asia, Heidi's music does very well. And Spencer Pratt did a TikTok live with Perez Hilton. Um, he's pissed. Spencer Pratt, he will go there down low when it comes to the conspiracies and whatnot. He's gonna sue, I think, his like insurance company. Like, he's pissed off. He was saying like in their area, the water reservoir was like, I think there was like nothing in it. They called as the fire was coming closer. No one came in to help. So there's a level of conspiracy stuff going on. I think we're going to be dealing with this obviously for days and days, because the fires are still going on, but the repercussions of this are going to take months, maybe even years. So let's move on to the big list that People Magazine came out with in less than 24 hours ago. So as of me filming this right now, I think in like the last 15, 16 hours, People Magazine came out with this list: 60 celebrities who have lost their homes in the LA fire. Leighton Meester, oh my God, what is her husband's name? He was in that. Adam Brody and Leighton Meester. They were two of the people that lost their homes. They have two children. Like, this is insane. 60 celebs. You guys can go take a look at the list on People Magazine. Ricky Lake, she lost her home. Seeing these images, Paris Hilton, so she didn't lose her main house, but she lost her beachfront Malibu home. Okay, guys, so I kind of talked about the conspiracy stuff when it comes to like the natural disaster point of view. But some of the other conspiracy stuff, I did see something online where it was a bunch of houses along the ocean. And like it was something like these 17 houses, they were took out by the fire, but then these two weren't. And then people were talking about like zoning restrictions. Guys, I don't normally talk about conspiracy theories on my page, but I think there is a lot of funny business going on. And I don't think it'll be anytime soon, but I think years down the road, maybe even months down the road, maybe we'll get some answers. I don't know. Is there something bigger and worse, badder's not really a word, but like worse going on? I don't know. And then there's some talk about, I hate to even say it on this channel. This is the first time I'm gonna say his name. P. Diddy. I believe one of his houses got burnt down, and that house was supposed to be submitted for, well, it was already submitted for evidence, but I think they were supposed to like look into it. This is all conspiracy, alleged stuff. We don't know what's real, what's not, as well, in addition to not just being a natural disaster with all the elements in place for a fire of this magnitude in different areas. Arsonists, people are finding arsonists that have been involved, people who are skilled arsonists cleverly finding the right places to start fires, places where it's like, a fire could potentially start in that area, in that neighborhood, because they are surrounded by greenery and wildlife that is like super dry now. So I'm just letting you guys know there are some conspiracies at play here. Now, what I want to say is there are some celebrities coming out, and this is these fires and some of the things I'm talking about when it comes to these fires. Again, it's probably the most political I will get on this page. Some of these celebs are comparing the loss of their homes and evacuation to bigger issues going on in the world, where some other folks might have to be sleeping in tents and they're getting evacuated from their houses. The difference is this fire is a natural disaster, and the city, the government could have mitigated it if the fire department wasn't defunded and the reservoirs had water in it and there wasn't mismanagement. I think the fires could have been tamed a little bit better, but for these celebrities to compare them losing their $20 million homes to people in other parts of the world where those atrocities are man-made, if you know what I'm saying, it's quite obtuse. I don't know what else to say. It's like, read the room. Don't be comparing. Obviously, anyone losing a house, doesn't matter how they lost it, is incredibly devastating. But don't compare your woes to someone else's woe. Yours is a natural disaster versus someone where other folks did that to them, which is why they are sleeping in tents and not their beds. So that's what I will say on that matter. Anyways, guys, the 60 person list, you guys can read that on People Magazine. What did Tina Knowles lose? She lost her bungalow in Malibu, but I don't think that was her main house. That was like a tiny little bungalow. Let's move on. Now, in times like this, you got to help one another out. We have Jason from the Oppenheimer. Is it Oppenheimer? No, that's the movie. Oppenheim Group. Just putting it out there, like, look, if you need a home, you need to rent a place, as realtors, they have access to so many empty houses, or they know of so many empty homes. So essentially, they will represent you for free, or you'll get the credit back on any commission that they receive in the transaction. I think this is a more tangible thing, like a celeb or someone famous or someone, very wealthy has come out and said this is a real way to help people out, and it's not just lip service. Now, Jason from the Oppenheim Group, he's doing whatever he can so that people can, rent a house. You know who else is doing something about it? Canada. Let's get into it. Honestly, as Canadians, there's a level of quiet confidence where it's kind of like the pride is there. The pride is there, the confidence is there in being Canadian. It's like we don't need to be loud about it. We just know. Like we know we're that girl. So it's good to be Canadian. Okay, so Canada has sent their what are these called? The like the scoopers, the scooper bombers. I think that's what they're called. Um, these these planes are like $30 million. Quebec, the province of Quebec, has sent, I think, like six of them to help out with the LA fires. Essentially, they are scooping water from the Pacific Ocean and then dropping, I don't even know how many gallons, but these are amazing for the fires. And so Canada has sent six of these as of right now to LA to help out. Now, I do have some bad news. There was some dumbass that was flying a drone in a fiery area, and one of these planes, only once it got grounded did they realize it got hit with a drone, and then there's like a decent size um I don't know, I guess injury to the plane. Like there's like a hole in the plane. Like honestly, this is not the time to be a dumbass. This is a time to smarten up and help each other out. And even though the incoming elected president is trying to belittle their neighbors, Canada's like, whatever, we don't care about you. California, LA needs our help. We're gonna send you the best we got to help you out in this in this crisis. And in addition to Canada, you know who else has have been helping out? I believe it was Mexico that actually sent some of their firefighters to help out with these fires. So it's not just your neighbors to the left, to the right that live near you. It's also when it comes to natural disasters, borders. Yeah, no, it doesn't matter. You need help. We're gonna come and help you out. So at least that's happening, and there's a level of solidarity with one another in times of need. All right, guys, I did promise you we're gonna end on a good note. Guys, there's so much happening when it comes to Real Housewives and the reunions, reunion drama. Let's go through the looks, honey. All right, so Salt Lake City just had their reunion, and there is a little bit of tea. So apparently the ladies all went out for dinner, with the exception of Bronwyn. Are we surprised? Not really. In the last Salt Lake City recap on my page, you can go join me for that and see. Heather had called out Bronwyn for being two-faced, and I think that very much will be a topic of discussion that makes Bronwyn on an island of her own. Like, you can't be going around stirring drama here, stirring drama, there, stirring the pot here, stirring the pot there, causing drama everywhere, and then think you're going to be buddies with everyone. What is that saying? A friend to all is a friend to none. I think we are seeing that with Bronwyn here. And what does she think Lisa's going to do? Have her back and everything? Lisa's going to give you as much as Lisa is going to give you. But at the end of the day, you're a big girl. Anyways, guys, let's take a look at the looks. We got Heather in her new Ozempic body yaddy yaddy. Good for Heather. Now, I think it's kind of funny how, I've been seeing kind of the rumblings against Heather this season, how she's been behaving the way she's been behaving because she's hungry. Guys, if the Ozempic is, I don't know, maybe she's not eating as much, so maybe that's why she's grumping. I have no idea. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not, but it is pretty funny. Like, I can tell you when I am hangry, oh, I am not a delight. I can tell you that. I don't need you to find that out. I will tell you I'm not a delight when I'm hangry. So if that's what's happening with Heather, or if that's what we saw with Heather all season, I don't know. I think there's some truth to that. We got Lisa Barlow. Now in this picture, it's a little hard to see the fringe. It's a lovely, deep purple eggplant dress. I think it looks beautiful. It's a beautiful color on her. I would love to see the tassels when she's moving around, and I'm curious to see how this dress looks when she's sitting down. Wow, Mary looks beautiful. Um, I like that it's like a nice, it's like a square neckline, but it's a little bit lower, so it makes her look less matronly. I do find with Mary sometimes, like, she's wearing the looks, but some of them do look a little matronly. Her hair looks great, her makeup looks great, her jewelry looks great. She looks beautiful. This is the best we've seen Mary, and I absolutely love it. We got Whitney. Okay, okay. I mean, in this picture, it's just flaming red hot dress. Okay, great. This is a very Whitney dress. She looks great. And when did they film this? I can't recall when they filmed this, but she's back to the blonde now? Because I remember on Watch What Happens Live, she was red. So, okay, I think they filmed this before, and then she turned red for Watch What Happens Live. Okay, so that was after the reunion. I'm pausing, guys, because I don't know what to say to this. Meredith Marks is such a gorgeous woman. She is so pretty, like so pretty, stunning, stunning. I don't. I'll be honest. I don't really care for her on the show much anymore. I, I kind of. I don't really care when she's in the scenes. I kind of like walk out and fold my laundry. But on the show, off the show, doesn't really matter. She is so gorgeous. But some of her looks are so like ridiculous at the reunion. It's like all season she'll wear like some, pretty interesting fashion forward stuff. And then she shows up to the reunion and it's like, okay, did she work with a designer who's still going to FIT and it was a project that they need to submit? Like, what are these looks? I think when she sits down with the girls, she does take off this like bolero robe fur situation. But in this picture, she looks quite matronly. Okay, so here's an image of her when she's sitting down, and hopefully when she takes off this half robe fur situation, she'll look less matronly. But yeah, beautiful lady, stunning. Okay, Angie, guys, Angie is so tiny. I think she's like, I don't know, like 5 feet tall, 5'1", 5'2", and like just tiny. So I'm excited to see what she's gonna look like when she sits down and when we see movement, like when she's like walking around and sitting. Because like I said, she's a tiny woman. I don't when you're when you're more on the petite side, you kind of have to be careful to not let the dress or outfit like swallow you. You don't want to look like that outfit is wearing you. You want to look like you are wearing that outfit and you're, commanding your commanding presence, I guess. But yeah, in this photo, she looks stunning. I absolutely love it. Angie, she is a star. Okay, so Bronwyn, I remember seeing that this exact dress, Carly Klaus, who's like this like 6'2" Amazonian model, Carly Klaus wore this dress in like 2019, and Bronwyn's also, I think she's also a tall girl, so this looks great. There's a lot going on up here, but she's tall, so the outfit is elongated on her. There's a lot of busyness here, and then a lot of busyness at the bottom. I think this is gonna look great when she sits down. She looks great. Also, back to Bronwyn. I feel like here she looks more age appropriate. I feel like with Bronwyn sometimes the hair, the makeup, the outfits, it's like all over the place, and then sometimes she ages herself or she just looks crazy. It's either ages herself or looks crazy. So this is like a good medium for her. She looks fabuloso. Brittany, her hair is looking good. It is not looking like high body count hair. And even if it is, who cares? She looks great. I don't really have much to say. It's a fun high-low slit sparkly dress. So yeah, that's the tea. Apparently they all went out for dinner with the exception of Bronwyn. We have some other reunion drama, and that is the Real Housewives of Potomac, darling. If you guys are not following Bitch of Bravo, you guys need to. They have like the most unhinged captions, and I think I even like commented on one of their things where I'm like, they basically say what the rest of us are thinking, but maybe the rest of us just aren't saying it. So they wrote Thomas Jefferson's concubine. Karen Huger drops out of the Potomac reunion of embarrassment and knowing that the episodes would just be a giant roast of her DUI footage. I mean, look, the way Karen was behaving with the officers, it was ridiculous. Karen really needs to retire this 613 wig, especially when it's sitting that far back. Her behavior, this is what I'm trying to understand. Did Karen see these videos, hear these videos? Did her and her lawyer get a copy of these videos way back when? And she still decided and thought it was a good idea to fight the charges. And because she ended up fighting the charges, she ended up getting, I think she's supposed to be doing some time. Karen girl is supposed to be doing her time, but I think her and her lawyer came out and said they're going to appeal the decision, which they are in the right to do. But I don't know if by trying to appeal it and kick this further down the road, if she's just going to get, I guess like a, I guess I don't know what to call it. Like they're going to give her a worse sentencing. Like it's pretty messed up. So this is the seating chart for the Potomac reunion. We got Mia beside Andy. I am not surprised. We got Giselle beside Andy. Okay, makes sense. I do think if Giselle was not beside, or sorry, if Karen was there, Giselle would not be beside Andy. I think Karen would have that seat beside Andy. So it would be Mia and Karen first chair. All right, so we got Mia, we got Wendy, we got Stacy, great. And then on the other side, we got Giselle, we got Ashley, and we got Kay, Kierna. And I'm going to assume Jacqueline makes an appearance. And oh my God, I already forgot the other girl's name. The one that's who's booed up with that footballer. She's a pretty girl, but she just kind of like faded out throughout the episodes. And then obviously Karen is missing. So a few weeks ago, Karen did check in to a private recovery program, and that's why she was unable to join the ladies for the taping. And guys, I don't know if she's going to come back to Bravo because missing a reunion, the only person we saw miss a reunion and come back was Mary Cosby. Karen, is she aging out of the show? I don't know. Is she going to be forthcoming about her DUI situation as Shannon was? I don't know. Guys, I really don't think it's a race thing. I really think Shannon handled it a certain way and she had a damn good lawyer. Whereas in Karen's case, she's acting like she's the grand dame. All right, you want to act like the grand dame? Act like the grand dame behind bars. I don't know what to tell you. Like, it makes me sad thinking about a 60-year-old doing time, but she clearly hasn't learned her lesson. So maybe her being behind bars will be the lesson she needs to learn. All right, lastly, we got the Jen Aydin versus Jersey Mike's update. If you guys saw all the videos that stories that Jen Aydin had posted and then she had quickly deleted it but enough people obviously screen recorded it, and so it was circulating. It was awful the way she was going at it, like the Jersey Mike's employees calling the lady behind the counter that was making the sandwiches an 80-year-old old, like why is she still working, calling out the guy behind her who I think was a professor. I think she was saying, like, I could buy you out like 100 times, calling herself, I'm a celebrity. It is so unhinged. So now we're getting an update that Jen Aydin's husband is not happy about the tantrum that Jen Aydin had at Jersey Mike's. And he warned her not to post the video. Well, yeah, no shit. At this point, guys, I think it's just cheaper to keep her. And so Bill, he puts up with it. Now, look, we don't know what happens behind the gated gates, behind the gated community, behind the gates of their house, basically. We don't know what happens in those 16, what does she have, 16 bathrooms? We don't know what happens in their house and the what is it, the pool house, what goes on there. That's between them two. We don't know what it's really like at home. We only get snippets of them when they're on social media, or when they're on the show. Is Bill Aydin really happy or all right with Jen Aydin? Because she does this embarrassing stuff over and over again. And guys, I find Jen Aydin to be quite funny on the show, and she has like some really like funny moments, and that's still our girl Jen on Bravo, much like if you go and see my Vanderpump Rules recaps and headlines when it comes to Sheena and Lala, when they were getting a lot of hate on Vanderpump Rules, I said to you guys, Lala is still our girl, whether we like her or not. Now with Jen Aydin, it's a little different, so let's take a look.
To the new year for you.
Yes, so, I did, and like, yes, hindsight is 2020, but I did not think that it was going to go that way, Christina. Not at all. I want you to know that in the moment, I was not rude to the Jersey Mike staff at all. I was trying to be polite. The elderly woman, she started threatening not to even give me the one sandwich that I was waiting online for 40 minutes. I just was quiet as a church.
Okay, so here's the thing with Jen Aydin. As much as I say, Jen Aydin is our girl on Bravo, she's funny, she has her funny moments, she continues to act like an a-hole out and about in public. And it's not like someone else caught her acting absurd and, posted her antics on social media. She self-recorded herself and put it out there on social media. That is it's so absurd. I don't even know what to say. Also, side note, while I was watching Jen doing some of these interviews, I'm like, Jen looks really good. So whatever work she has had done, she does not look, she's in her late 40s. She looks like she's I don't know, 31. Her face, it looks so beautiful. Yes, I do get sidetracked by things like that. I do look at the vanity of it all. Anyways, essentially the Jersey Mike versus Jen Aydin update is that she now realizes that she shouldn't be calling herself a celebrity, at best a D-list celebrity. That was in her words in one of the interviews that I had seen. So now I think she's just out and about doing different interviews to kind of take out the fire on her, I guess. It's absurd. So this is on virtual reality tea.
Put them on blast after, but it really was just in response to them being so rude and dismissive to me. I'm not a celebrity. I was just a regular customer.
Yeah.
A customer. I grew up in the service industry. We sold jewelry. My husband's in service. My brother still does service. When we get an angry customer that is not how we approach it.
Okay, so she goes on about, being in the service industry, all of that. I think they're in the jewelry business. This is Jen Aydin being Jen Aydin. I don't know what else to say. Is she ever going to change? No, probably not. This is what we're going to get from her. She's always going to have her fun, funny moments, and then she's going to mess up. And then is she going to own up to it? Not really. She'll own up, but not really. She's going to apologize, but then it's going to be, okay, but then this person did that, and that's why I behave this way. It's going to be half an apology, but the apologies that we get, it's usually because she got in trouble and someone was like, you need to apologize. You need to make this right. Here's the thing though, with Jen Aydin, I don't know if we're gonna have her back on Real Housewives of New Jersey, if even if New Jersey does come back like a year from now. Like Andy Cohen, he's pissed. He's like, don't ask me about New Jersey until 2026. Guys, this is like the start of 2025. So is he saying like we're gonna have no discussion of New Jersey until 2026? Because if that's the case, the earliest we're going to see Real Housewives of New Jersey back on our screens is probably going to be like fall, winter of 2026, which feels like more than a year and a half from now at the very least. Like the Jersey ladies pissed off the network so much. The network's like, forget it, we're not dealing with this. And in other news, when it comes to Jen Aydin and Jen Aydin versus Jersey Mike's, there was a cruise that was supposed to be held by Jen Aydin, Teresa, and Dolores Catania. Well, Jen Aydin is no longer part of the cruise. I'm assuming a lot of people wrote to, I don't know, Teresa, Dolores, the people putting the cruise together, and they don't want Jen Aydin on this cruise. So now it's going to be Teresa, Dolores, and a special guest. So who do you guys think the special guest is going to be? I've seen some names thrown around, maybe some of the old OG NY ladies, maybe I was going to say Margaret, but that wouldn't happen. I don't know why I was thinking Margaret. I was thinking Dorinda. Can you imagine if Dorinda shows up? That would be kind of funny. Luann, I feel like she's way too busy. Like, when would she even fit in this cruise into her schedule? What's Sonia up to? I know she's in Florida. The last I saw of Sonia Rita was her eating bonbons in bed. The bedroom did look a little messy, but like that's very on brand for Sonia. Anyways, guys, that is your, Saturday edition. I didn't even do my hair. I did my makeup for the day, but I didn't do my hair yet. Just got a headband on. Subscribe if you haven't already. Engage. I love to see your perspective. I do read all the comments. I love, engaging back with you guys. And I am on Spotify now. You can take this on the go with you, but, on here on YouTube, I always have the visuals as well. However your day, night, evening is going, I wish you the very, very best. Enjoy the weekend. Take some time out for yourself. Take care of yourself. Take care of your family. Have a good rest of the day. Take care, guys.